Well, folks, figured to get back on here, make another video. Well, the time is still on our side, or my side. Who the hell knows how much time we all have? God knows. But He's the only one. Don't keep listening to these fearmongers, you see. Biggest reason I'm on here is just that, right there, fearmongers. Don't let them take the happiness and the joy out of your life. Do we know when we're going to die? I mean, just maybe not natural causes or anything, but actually when our life expectancy is over. We don't know. Some people do. I mean, and that's usually a sad state of affairs because they're usually sick, cancers and so on and so forth. And some people know their time is short. Now we all know Greg's sister. She came out of it because by the grace of God, a miracle happened. A true miracle. And with that miracle, I believe you got responsibilities. Yeah, we got responsibilities. I won't go into that. But the fact of the matter is, folks, is don't let these people steal the joy and the happiness out of your lives. You see, throughout history, what's going on is happened. I mean, it's going to be to the extreme because God is going to judge us. But what we have going on right now in this country, well, not just this country, but worldwide. This is why God's going to judge the world. Sodom and Gomorrah, He destroyed them. Evil, wicked, sexually corrupt, the whole 9 yards. Well, because of this thing where I'm on right now, and these, well, I don't know where the hell my cell phone's at. It's somewhere. And you know what? I really don't care where it's at. It's a tool, but it can be useful, and most of the time it's a pain in the ass. But just like this thing here. But this thing here would be a little harder to carry it in your pocket, you know. Anyhow. You see, when we leave this earth, regardless of whether it's just natural causes or it's your time, you don't take anything with you. Nothing. You came in the world with nothing, you leave it with nothing. So there's nothing to be anxious about. You know, you've worked your whole life, or you've worked some years, and you've accumulated a few things, and maybe climbed the corporate ladder, whatever. See, people, we all live. We live just a nanosecond away from total catastrophe. And what I mean by that is all of a sudden you could have a stroke, a brain aneurysm, a heart attack, and all of a sudden, if it doesn't kill you, it sets you back. Sets you back. And if you're lucky, you come out of it and continue forward. Some people don't. That doesn't happen. You lose it all. And when you die, you lose it all. It was never yours to begin with. You see, this is another thing people don't realize is Jesus died on the cross for you. His blood paid for you. God created you in His image. You don't own yourself. God owns you. That's who owns you. And if He owns you, He owns all your stuff. He owns your life. He can do with you as He wishes. And this is why you put God very first in your life. And you thank Him. And you pray to Him. And you communicate with Him. Because He is life and death. So remember, you know, a lot of people are getting anxious and know something's not right. They can sense it. They don't know what exactly. They can't always put their finger on it. Because this world is going to be taken over by evil. It's coming. God's grace is going to, and He's going to let the evil take over. Our judgment for being just basic, plain out shits. That's it. You know, we've all been there. We all still do it. We all still sin. We're being shits. We're being little shits is what we are. And God will pass His judgment on us. Because it's His to pass judgment on. See, we've let this happen. We, Christians. Yeah, Christians. Satanists and people like that, well, this is what they want, okay? They've been very successful. I mean, look at the world. Look at it. They've been very successful. They've twisted and distorted morals and laws and everything. They've been very successful and very good at it. And the Christians, well, they just they got bought off. They're sitting on the fence and some are standing up, but not enough. So, things like that happen, folks. Well, I'll tell you what. It ain't pretty. But this is where being a Christian, you're the light of the world. You're a beacon. You're that, you can almost say, dying ember. But you're not. Because Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit and stuff, you can't never be put out. It may seem like it. But it can't be put out. I mean, when you can create the universe and everything else and do every miracle there is to do, there's nothing that you can't stop it. Do whatever He wants. And have every right to do it. But it's up to the Christians in this world to make it a better place. Isn't that funny? Government being inherently wicked because it's made of men. Well, they'll tell you can't do this and can't do that, but as a Christian, you know you can't accept it. You can't accept that. You're here for a purpose. So, what I'm getting at is too is you got to keep the joy and the happiness in your life, and you have to spread it. When you see people, what do? You say hi to them and how you doing and so on and so forth. You hold the door for people. You know, they're coming down the street. You know, two car links. You don't pull out in front of them. You know, especially when there's no cars behind them. It's like, you got to remember to throttle her down a little bit. You know, this world says, man, you got a man wide open, wide open. You got to run her wide open. Run her till she blows. Well, the Christians, they're in the background, picking up all the pieces, trying to keep it together. And there's less and less of them to keep it together. The last one I did, it was basically, about man and how you can't put your faith in him because you'll be disappointed. Look throughout just your short time here, you've been here, and look at the preachers that have just gone totally awry. You know, these big mega churches and stuff, and so on and so forth. Unbelievable. The good they could have done. And they destroyed it. Because of great greed and sexual immorality and such. The things that, probably two of the things that, the biggest downfall of man. And God told you, the love of money. Just like he used your eye. He's not saying to do it, and I'm not saying to do it because there's some people out there that. But he says if it causes you to sin, pluck it out. Now, don't do that. You gotta train yourself that the opposite sex is not an object. It's a living, breathing, has feelings, emotions, everything else, just like you do. Well, I don't know, I shouldn't say that. Some people may be real psychos. I don't know. I'm just saying that to be a smartass. But it's true. And people need to remember that. The opposite sex is not here to be abused. Okay? On the contrary, it's just the opposite. We're going to hit this thing again. Man, something's messed up. Let's add a little moisture in it somewhere. But anyhow, you got to remember to treat the opposite sex with respect, with dignity. And then you start treating yourself with respect and dignity. Because that's the biggest downfall. Money. And people, there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of money. But even the rich, poor, doesn't matter, and everything in between, the sexual immorality, that gets them. Really gets them. And it runs rampant worldwide. It's not something that just is right here in this country. You know, you got to remember, people. There's a lot of screwed up people out there. That, and the reason they're screwed up is because society has taught them that, taught them how to be messed up, instead of taught them that you're perfect. You were created in God's image. You're perfect. You are just the way you're supposed to be. Because God doesn't make mistakes. But society says, oh man, you got a little blemish here, or little something on the back of your hand, or oh, your fingernail ain't just right. You get it all out. You gotta go out there and get the makeup stuff and the fingernail stuff, and oh, you just got to do all that. And your hair, oh my God, you start getting gray. Oh man, you better put some stuff in there to make it not look gray. Well, oh, and if you're bald, better get some stuff and rub it in your head, maybe see if you can grow some more hair, or take a pill for this or a pill for that. They made you neurotic, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't care about anything like that. It's superficial. I could give a crap. You know, it's not what makes a person. You know, these teachers you put your children with, in these school systems you put your children with, because you're too busy working. I'm telling you, pretty sad. And they don't listen to the parents. A lot of parents are very upset about things. They don't count anymore. They don't matter. Years ago, I'm talking decades ago, a parent walk in, oh man, they get the red carpet treatment. Now, he'll throw your ass out there and have you arrested. How do you like that? Wow. You pay for everything. Just like the government. You pay for everything. So you think. Because you're Caesar. I've explained it before. And they tell you you're not. You're nothing. They're going to tell you everything they're going to do to you. Just the opposite of it. It was all meant to be and written to be, and the whole 9 yards. So people, I understand there's a lot of things out there to be anxious about, not happy about, that weigh heavy on your mind. And I might have pointed it out once before. John Adams was asked by the French, "Why do you do this?" He says, "Well, I have to learn the art of war, how to fight, how to kill, and strategic, and so on and so forth. So my sons can learn commerce and business and economics. So their sons can learn the arts and the music and literary and such." That was his answer. Hell of an insight. But then the wolves come in. The Christians let their guard down. They got fat and happy. Instead of stopping and going, "Hey, wait a minute here, that ain't right. Can't do that." They're told then when they stand up to say something, "Oh, you better watch it. We're going to throw you out of here. You got 5 minutes. We're going to call the police on you." And then police come in, "Oh, I gave you a lawful order," and the judge throws your ass the book at you because the prosecutor said to. Well, you got to get rid of those people. This is an election year, folks. Oh, they're all this and they're all that. Oh, they're the greatest, this and that. It's like none of us are perfect. That's for damn sure. But you want to pick the best of the worst. Is what it comes down to. You want to pick the best of the worst. I mean, just because you hate someone don't like them. And I don't care if that's about Trump or Harris or whoever. Doesn't matter if you hate them or not. You got to look at them as who's going to do the best job for us as a whole. Oh, I don't like him because this. I don't like her because of that. Well, look at them. See what they've done. I'm not going to sit here and say which is which and which is not, and so on and so forth. That's for you to come up with your own determination. But if you don't like somebody because they say this or they say that, that's like, well, judging the book by its cover, pretty much. Judging people by their skin color and sexual preferences, so on and so forth. You just can't lump them up into something because of a action here or there. You gotta look at the big picture. I mean, if we're all perfect, well, we wouldn't need God, would we? We wouldn't need God if we were perfect. That's why Jesus died on the cross for you. Give you a chance. It's there for you. It's there for the asking. But you got some responsibility once you got that asking. Once you're done, you got to do it. God says, "Here I am. Here I am, folks. Here I am. Come to me. But you got to follow me." You understand that? You got to practice it every day. Every second of the day. And like I've said in old videos, these damn girls and women need to put some damn clothes on. Yoga pants don't lie. But when your top starts down here, down. It's like, come on. Well, you could have seen well, you know, come on. So, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But really, I kind of got way off subject here, which is not just normal. This damn Bill Gates piece of shit. God damn it. Anyways, watch my computer crash now. But anyhow, this is about keeping the joy and the happiness in your life. And basically, it's not simple, but I don't care how bad you're at something. If you can't dance and it's like you're having an epileptic seizure or something, okay, you know, I don't mean to make fun of people that are having that. It's awful stuff, like Parkinson's and things. That's you know, and then hopefully God cures you, performs a miracle on you. We all need to pray for people we don't know. So anyhow, we all need to do these things. Something buzzing around over here. So anyhow, what I was going to say is, keep the joy in your life. If you can't dance, dance anyways. If you can't sing, sing anyways. If it makes you happy, you may be the most awful thing and the dogs are howling because you're singing. So what? So be it. You're happy doing it. Do it. I'm not saying take your car and race it around because you think you're a race car driver and you love doing that stuff. You might kill some innocent person, you know. Don't do stupid things, okay? Don't do stupid things that make you happy. You can't bake, sow it. You got neighbors, got dogs. You know, they're going to eat good, you know. You want to learn to bake, just do it. But you can't bake. Yeah, it's good. Dog eats good. That's all that matters. Dog's happy. I just thought of this. It's kind of a joke, but I'm gonna botch it because I always do. Woman cooks up a meal for her husband, newly married, you know, so she doesn't have a lot of experience cooking. So she cooks up this meal, you know, and she feeds it to the husband, and he takes a few bites. It's like, man, I mean, to himself, yeah, this is awful. Wow, this is bad. She gets up to go get something, and next thing you know, he feeds it to the dog. She comes back, and he ate it all up and stuff, and she thinks, because his plate's empty. She goes, oh, you must like this. He goes, yeah. She goes, what's wrong with the dog? Because he's licking his butt. He says, trying to get the taste out of his mouth. I thought that was funny, but you know. Anyhow, things can go worse from here out, so we're just going to call it. So y'all have a good one.